capture retention longer.
She working. They didn't pay her some money, and she didn't put some in his drink to make him start tripping. Pharaoh was always had a high energy. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what type of drugs these guys got, man. These agents. Ain't no type of telling what type of drugs they got. They got some shit you can take. I don't know if we can say that part.
Guys, are you guys seeing what's going on with Young Pharaoh and that? Like, this Young Pharaoh guy's lost his mind. I've never been a fan of Young Pharaoh, right? But it's still quite disturbing seeing what's happening to the dude. And I warned people that would happen to him, just like that Rashad Jamal guy, yeah? Yo, because if you're not under a certain type of protection and you're just trying to be on the front line, yeah, you're going to be... And this is why I tell people certain times it's good that I've not got a bigger following and that I'm not on the front line, yeah? Because if you have the wrong intentions when you're out here touching this type of stuff, it's gonna mash you up. Do you understand? And from the start, I told people that this Young Pharaoh, I weren't into him. The people I was working with, some of them were into him. I was never into Young Pharaoh. I was like, this guy's using Malachi stuff, and he's not crediting the source of where he's getting this information. Then he started dissing Malachi, yeah? And the same with the Rashad Jamal. I didn't follow none of them. I kept telling my people, yo, you got to be careful of these charlatans, these kind of people here. Yes, they sound good and very knowledgeable, and they're not protected. And now look at this Young Pharaoh guy, man. Rashad Jamal, Nature Boy, Brother Polite, all these weirdos, man. Be very careful who you're listening to. Now, I apologize. I was supposed to be live at 9 o'clock, but this same Ralph Smart video that I said I'm going to play, I did what he said to do, and I slept like a baby. I've literally just woke up and washed the yampy out my eye, yeah? Usually I wake up like 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and then obviously, like I said, 9 a.m. we do the live, right? Listen, I did not wake up till about 9:38, looked on the clock like, raw, and just slept until about 10 o'clock. So look, I'm still having my coffee, yeah? So I apologize, guys. I know the importance of keeping time, yeah? Listen, let me put him on. Yeah, here we go. So it's called Your Phone Isn't What You Think. And like I said to you guys, it's only 11 minutes, yeah? So I'll just play it and let him speak, and then we'll talk about it after. I won't tarry long. I know it's early. The breakfast lives are never too long. Like, I'm not going to drag you out 2-3 hours or something. It may not even make an hour, right? So tap the screen, share this live with 5 to 10 people in your earbox. Give your grand rising by hitting that heart me, yeah? But again, I apologize for being late. Do what he said to do tonight, and I bet you the same thing happens to you. I ain't never slept so well. I can't tell the last time I slept so well, man. But he said to do this thing, and I bet you sleep well, and I did it, yeah? And it works. He ain't lying, so I'm going to play him, yeah, without further ado. Shout out to Natasha. And then later on, we'll go back into the Tartaria book, yeah? And I've got this. I feel like this is the Apocrypha Bible, right? And I want to read the story of the Maccabees, yeah? But a lot of people ain't never read the Maccabees, so I want to read the story of the Maccabees. I might, as soon as we finish this Tartaria thing and the sacred records, I'll start reading to you guys the book of the Maccabees, the story of the Maccabees, right?
Create and sing like a pro from anywhere, from your desktop or...
Your phone is not what you think.
Right, here we go.
Your phone is not what you think. Some people use it to call. Some people use it to text. Some people use it to watch videos, but it is not what you think. And the information that I'm going to share with you in this video, Deep Divers, is not only going to rock you out of your chair, it's going to empower you to become your greatest version at the same time. Hit the like button right now if you support the real. Hit that like button right now if you support the real, because we got a whole lot to talk about. Peace. Infinite Waters diving deep once again.
It's a bit annoying.
Beautiful deep divers. I woke up like this all magical and fly, just whoa, breathing in that good ass
Prana
prana, baby.
baby.
10 years younger. Raising
Sing
the
the
frequency.
vibrations. This
I
guy
feel so much
cracks me
better now.
up.
Raising the
Look,
vibration.
I need to do more of that. It's like breathing in this good ass prana, baby. Raising the vibrations. Like he always starts with that high energy. I need to take a leaf out of his book, yeah. My mum is the person who put me on to Ralph Smart, yeah. And I just find him hilarious. He says the same thing over and over and over. Whatever's in the title, he never gets to what he's talking about. Like, what is he saying here? Your phone isn't what you think. He'll say that about 20 times throughout the thing. Yeah. He's very good at what he does. You understand? And also, he has that quality where he can cross over to the other race, meaning them Muzungu, they follow him like this guy's the second coming of Jesus. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we do need people like that. Someone like me, I'm not going to appeal to the market he appeals to. Them Muzungu are going to stay away from Jadefre. But we need people like him that can cross cultures and stuff, right? So I know a lot of people diss him and, oh, he's soft and he's I don't do that. I respect the dude, yeah? And I've learned a lot of stuff off Ralph Smart. I haven't listened to him for a time. And then yesterday I seen this. Your phone isn't what you think. And I thought, it's only 11 minutes. Let me listen to him. That's why I listened to him, yeah?
Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you. The cat down the road said you received it. Look, your phone is not what you think. The average screen time is 6 hours and 40 minutes. That's a whole lot of time. But deep divers, I'm no saint. Sometimes I'm like on my phone, I'm like, what am I doing on this phone, on this thing? Look, don't get it twisted. This phone has helped me inspire millions of people. I love it. However, it is not what you think. Now, before I dive deep, if you are watching this video, this is your confirmation.
Walk one.
Something amazing
Walk one.
is happening
Walk
for
one.
you
Good?
right now. If you're ready to accept that, just say
How was your
thank
night,
you.
bro?
Who said that?
How was
And
your
we
night?
ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? So, deep divers, this is an iPhone. And the logo is a half-bitten apple, right? You all know it. And when they asked Steve Jobs, why did you make it a half-bitten apple? Well, he was inspired by the story.
Yeah, listen.
The forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, right? So right here you have Eve giving Adam the forbidden fruit. And, you know, with the biblical story saying that's how humanity fell from grace. Now, that's just really a story, a metaphor. However, there's something deeper with this logo, because this is like
He's showing the
humanity
Apple
eating
logo.
from
Apple iPhone.
the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Have we opened Pandora's box? Take a listen to this. Then I'm really going to break it down.
The phone is actively evil. I mean, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, one person showed me, talking about Adam and Eve. What is that?
It's an apple.
Yeah, with one bite out of it.
I've never thought of that. So it's like, this is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, basically. I've never thought of that.
Me neither.
Something you've had in your hand, every 5 minutes for the last 10 years, you've never really thought about it.
Yeah,
How am I missing the most obvious things?
we're all slave to it.
What I will tell you is that a lot of people hold their phones like this, right? Right in front of their face. Almost like it's an altar, they're praying to something. And I've realized this, that your phone is a tool. It can help you create, but it can also be a very dangerous weapon. So a lot of people use their phones to connect. However, we are a generation where more people feel disconnected than any other generation. That's an oxymoron. And it made me think that actually the phone is actually disconnecting people. And maybe its true intention wasn't actually to connect us all together, but to actually keep us in an echo chamber. Have you ever gone onto the internet, deep divers, on your phone, and you're like, actually, how did it know that? How did it know I was just thinking of that? Right? And it brings up exactly what you want in the algorithm, almost like your phone is spying on you. Well, take a listen to this.
We're looking for people 40 plus who want to actually master Claude in 28 days. No free time needed, just 10 minutes a day. Nexera gives you interactive, bite-sized Claude lessons on prompting, agents, and vibe coding. Stuff you can fit into your day. Learn something useful and apply it immediately at work or in daily tasks. No overwhelm, no confusion, just clear progress. Finish the program, get your certificate, and finally know how to use Claude to actually get things done. In just a few minutes a day, it shows you how to automate tasks, build simple agents, and move faster. So instead of overload, you have more control and more time. Start now, not tomorrow.
This is a potent dose of antioxidants, but this is also a potent dose of antioxidants as well. Most people forget that coffee actually comes from a fruit, and when it's handled right, 1 cup of coffee can have the same antioxidant power as 1.8 kilograms of blueberries. But here's the problem. Most commercial roasting destroys these compounds, and I recommend Exhale because we use science-backed processes to lock those antioxidants in. If you're drinking coffee anyway, why not choose the one with scientifically verified higher amounts of antioxidants? I'm Dr. Rupi, Chief Science Officer at Exhale, and I'm proud to offer you a free bag of our ridiculously healthy coffee. Scan the QR code and tell me where to send your free bag of coffee to. And if you do it today, I'll even cover the cost of shipping, so you won't pay a single penny. But you didn't just click. You're still watching, which might be because you think a free bag of coffee sounds too good to be true, or you're worried that this is a scam. And I get it, a bag of organic specialty grade coffee delivered to your door for free costs us an absolute fortune. It's one of the most generous offers on the internet. Well, the reason why we could do it and not go bankrupt is because most people who take a free bag, taste how delicious it is, feel amazing, and become lifelong subscribers. Not many companies can say that, which is why you don't see anyone else confident enough to offer completely free trials. But look, I could talk all day about how it tastes indulgent and chocolatey, or even how it's naturally rich in coffee's healthiest compounds. But I won't. I don't expect you to believe me. Let me prove it to you instead. Try it for a week and notice how different you feel when you drink a coffee that's free from mold, mycotoxins, and crafted to be high in polyphenols. Click the link, tell me where to send your free bag to. The risk is all mine, and then you can make up your own mind. And remember, if you do it today, I'll even cover the cost of shipping, so it's completely free.
There are no cell phones allowed on a Christopher Nolan set, and furthermore, Christopher Nolan doesn't own a smartphone or have an email address.
True.
How do you do
shocking.
this giant movie with no email or text?
I am surrounded by people helping me all the time, so it's like it would actually be pretty hard for me to get away from the information that people are trying to give me. So,
are you tempted to get a smartphone?
You know, I kind of like, I have a flip phone, like a dumb phone I use when I travel and stuff, and that's kind of great. I think I would be horribly addicted to it if I had it. I think I would lose those pockets of time that I really value, where you're just thinking, you know, just sort of looking out the window and thinking about what your next film might be, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the director Christopher Nolan saying that he doesn't even have a smartphone because he must know something that a lot of people don't know, that actually...
So don't you think it's weird how all these CEOs of phone companies and big CEOs like, who else did I see? I think it was Bibi Netanyahu they showed, and on his phone his mic is like, he's put blue tack over the mic and he's put blue tack over the cameras. And now this guy Nolan saying he don't even own a smartphone. Why? Yeah, imagine if it was you, you're the head of Apple. Yeah, what reason could you have for not having one of your own products? These are dangerous, guys, and this is why you see someone like me, because I share information online, it gives people the green light to just spam my inbox with videos. They just constantly send me stuff, and let me say again, I've said it before, I don't watch none of it, not out of disrespect, but I already spend, let's say I spend 2 hours talking to you guys on the phone. That's 2 hours of screen time. So that means that's I don't have time to scroll, because then it's going to put another 2 hours on top of what I'm doing here. I use this phone to speak my message. I don't scroll. I don't go on people's pages. I don't watch videos people send me. I don't watch other content creators. I don't watch none of it, because my auric field has to be mine, right? So I don't want anybody else's, any other content creators' ideas or energy to affect what I'm doing. Everything I'm doing is purely mine. So you see, everything I do is a certain way. I write down bullet points. I'll go through the bullet points with you lot, and then I'm off. You won't see me again until I'm doing another live. I might 1 or 2 times come online, right? But then I gotta catch myself, like, hold on, why am I on here scrolling? I don't do this doom scrolling shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not a disrespect to none of you lot. It's not an ignorance thing. There's very few people that can send me a video and I'll watch it. The people that I interact with, then I'm obligated, okay, let's say Natasha or somebody that me and them trade back and forth a lot, then I'm obliged to watch what they send me. But if it's just people, you've just come to my page, and as soon as you come to my page, bam, you've sent 3-4 videos in my inbox, I ain't watching none of them. Do you understand? Because that's not what I use social media for. I use social media to propagate my message. I don't use it to watch other people and learn, because I don't learn on social media, right? My learning came a long time before social media was even on. And anything I'm learning now, I learn from books. In my away time, when I'm studying these books or whatever, I don't come on here and say, oh, yo, this person said this, so now I've learned this off this person. Social media is not a place for me to learn. I'm not saying you guys shouldn't learn from it, but what I'm saying, for who I am and for what I do, that doesn't fit into my thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to show you guys, be very, manage your screen time. Don't spend 8-9 hours online just scrolling, right? Because then you're what's called a social media user. The social media is using you, right? And what is a user? A user is someone who uses drugs, right? So they tell you, oh, you're an online user, you're a social, they're telling you you're a drug addict. Because let's say this TikTok is crack, and FB is weed, yeah? And IG is heroin, yeah? All these different apps, Snapchat, that's like Black Mamba. Like, it's addictive. It makes the chemical stuff go off in your brain. And hear what he's going to say. He might have already said it while I was outside. How these things are reading our brain waves. You ever, like, say something, and then you go on your phone, and whatever you just said is on your phone, right? All of us did that. Like, you spoke about some Jordan or something. Next thing you look on your phone, it's like, hold on, Jordan's on the screen. But he goes even deeper. He says, yo, you ever just thought something, you've not even spoke it. You thought it in your mind, and you look on your phone and the thing's on the screen. He's saying, yo, these things are reading your brain waves. And he goes on to say, when you sleep, turn that shit off and put it outside your room. He says, when you're sleeping, the thing is reading your rascal brain waves. Remember, they've had this technology for time. They showed us that movie, The Minority Report, right? Where they have the technology where they can predict ahead, like that next week you're going to commit a crime. They're coming this week, knocking your door before you commit the crime and saying, yo, next week on Tuesday the 5th, you're about to do this, this and this, we're going to lock your ass up. That's where the world is going. So he says, yo, turn off your phone. And he says what I said to you guys. Why do you think that you can't take the battery out the phone no more? It's never off. Them iPhones, which I don't use, I just never liked iPhones. One time I had one, I gave it away to my baby sister. I was like, yo, I don't like this phone, this one button phone. For me, it was like, yo, this is like a girl phone. So I stayed with Android. Not that this Android thing is much better, but the iPhone, because I remember when they first came out, and my cousin Abu Bakr Otis, he bought one. And I seen this video saying, yo, your iPhone takes pictures of you, right? And then he caught it taking pictures of him. He says, yo, cuzzy, you're right, this thing's taking pictures of man. So he goes on to say, if you've got a certain kind of light, I think it's ultraviolet, he said, yeah, and you turn the light off so you're in darkness, and you shine the ultraviolet light on your phone, he says, every 2 minutes your iPhone's going off. He says, it's taking pictures of you and recording you all the fucking time. He says, turn that shit off and put it outside your room, and I bet you sleep like a baby. So last night I thought, let me turn this phone off, yeah, both of them, and put them outside my room. Guys, I didn't wake up at 9 o'clock. I slept so well, yeah. I woke up about 9:38, yeah, with yampies in my eye, like, raw, and I was still like, yo, I'm in the sleep. Like, I ain't slept like this for a long time. That's why I was late to this live. Well, let me continue playing. We'll talk after, yeah.
Your phone, yes, it's a great tool, but it can be your biggest distraction. It can actually steal your imagination. A lot of people right now are doom scrolling. A lot of people right now are staying up late on their phone when they should go to bed. They've got insomnia. A lot of people don't even realize that the Apple symbol, logo, is actually the forbidden fruit. A lot of people are comparing themselves to other people on social media. They don't even know. Now they're depressed. A lot of people are actually connected more to their phone than their partner. That's crazy. Slow motion this side. Your phone isn't what you think. Take a listen to this.
Now if you have a thought, you can literally be thinking about a bicycle and don't mention it, and you can open your phone up on Facebook, and what's the first suggestion you will see? A bicycle ad. And you wondering, I didn't talk about this, I thought it, why is it in my phone? Because these things are reading the brain waves and pattern. Your brain waves is a sequence. It's like a sequel. It's a mathematical equation. If you build some type of software to read that mathematical equation, then you can translate it into the exact image or English that you need it to be, and I can tell you what you was thinking. CIA been doing this on people for the longest. It's a movie called Eraser. Have y'all ever seen Eraser where they had all this technology and can see through walls? And I think Arnold Schwarzenegger played in it, I believe. Go back and watch that movie. They've been this movie was before I was born. I was born in 1988, and they was showing you this technology. So these things do exist, and it's all for greed and to drive a sale. So if I can take a phone, right, and my phone can read your brain patterns, or if I can get your genome sequence, there's no reason why if you get a new phone and you really read through all of those Privacy Act laws, that you are giving over your thoughts, you're giving over your privacy, you're giving over your camera. They take
so that as well. You know, when we sign up on Facebook and Instagram and all these apps, we don't really read the small print, you know. But if you read that small print, you are actually giving away your soul. You're giving away your creativity. You're giving away your chi. Why do you think they make it so long and so small print? Yeah. So I'm not reading that. I'm just gonna sign up and bam, you're on Facebook. Yo. It's kind of like trading your soul away. So if you're not very careful about what you think around these phones, what you post on your phones, you see me, I hardly post anything personal. So you never see me posting my children, you never see me posting whatever relationships I'm in. This is deliberate, and maybe that's why I'm getting so much stick on this app, because they're like, yo, this guy ain't posting nothing but talking about Rasklar, Anunnakis and Bible and shit. We want to know him. We want him to post his personal shit, selfies and all this type of shit here. You understand? And let me just make this guy think. It's not my life.
Pictures every millisecond. This thing take about 3 pictures of me, and you can turn off the lights and use a UV light in it to show the phone taking pictures. The phone is constantly recording your conversation, seeing the things you like. The actual grid inside the phone or the circuit breaker is emitting a frequency, and it's giving you called bioloop feedback of your brain pattern waves. This thing is the actual snake that was in the Garden of Eden. This is the apple. And that's the reason why, if you look at the back of your iPhone, notice it's an apple that had been bit off, right? Well, have you heard of the apple deception in the Garden of Eden? The tree of knowledge, good and evil. They was told not to eat from that tree, and they ate from that tree. And once they ate from the tree, they had knowledge. They knew it all. And that knowledge was going to cause the actual collapse of man or mankind, because it was high technology. This is the same type of thing. So this is the tree of knowledge, good and evil, and the high elites or the serpent trying to get us to eat from this forbidden knowledge, and we doing it every day. So your cell phone, man, is crazy work, man. This is a very, very spiritual harvesting device, and if you go through it, you can, all your dark secrets in here, everything that you think about, you put it in your phone, whether you physically do it or whether you mentally do it. So these things are harvesting our souls, our energy, our spirit. So this is the tree of knowledge, good and evil. So yes, your thoughts are not in your head. Your thoughts are above your head, connected to what you will call your electrical magnetic spectrum, a grid. And if you reach the frequency of that thought, you can grab it from the air. If you can grab it through your biological entity, there are synthetic, artificial things that act like you that can grab them too, such as your cell phone. Just like you can go into a cell block. Just like your body have cells in them. Just like an alkaline battery have rechargeable cells. That's the reason why it's called a cell phone.
I've told you guys this,
never,
right?
And I mean
he's saying
never.
The same. He's basically expanding on what I've already told you guys. He's going even deeper, But I've told you guys this, And I've said on my YouTube, if you go and follow my YouTube, at Memnon9, the Mafioso page on YouTube, you'll see we've got a video that says it's the phones. I was talking about this 3 years ago, a whole 2-hour live saying, yo, you know these phones are the fucking problem. And no, that live never really did well like the other ones on YouTube that went over people's heads. But I was trying to say this. I was trying to tell people that, yo, these phones here, yeah, you got to be very careful with what you're doing on these phones. Doom scrolling is zapping you. It's zapping your soul. It's energy harvesting you. We was talking about this energy harvesting on last night's live, talking about Tartaria. And now that he said that, if I look in here with the AI summary, that means this AI is always listening to our conversation, because here in the summary it says we're talking about Tartaria, and we're not talking about Tartaria. It says, look, AI summary discussing the Tartary book and the story of the Maccabees. So it's seen when I held up this, right, the Tartaria book, and then it's seen when I held up this and told you guys I want to read you the story of the Maccabees. So it's recording everything that we're talking about, whether rightly or wrongly. It's just logging it. Do you understand? And so these phones are dangerous. Why do you think they've given everybody phones? Baby has got phone. Youth man has got phone in school. In primary school, children they learn on their phone now. Yeah? They had a debate here in UK. Yo, should we allow children to bring phones into schools, or should we ban them from the classroom? Just even the fact that they're debating it shows you that there's some type of benefit for the powers that be for you to be in your phone, in your cell phone, locked in that cell phone. Yeah, all of us are praying at that altar like this. You see people just walking down the road like this. They're not looking at cars. They're not looking if they're going to bump into somebody. People's head is down, right? Which means you're not looking up. You're not looking at anything. Your attention span, even when people are talking to each other, they're like, you're like talking to them and they're like talking to you like. So they're only giving you like half their attention. Whereas before, it used to be rude if someone's talking to you for you to look away or turn your back or turn. You're supposed to give that person your attention and then take in what they're saying and then, okay, bam. When you're done, okay, brilliant. Now you can go back in your phone. But if you see how people work, half the time their head is just in the phone. Their head is always in the phone. So when you're talking to them, you're only getting half of them. The other half of them is like this. They're waiting for that text from that gal, or this notification, how much likes they got on this picture, right? So this is not a joke, what he's talking about. Let me let him finish. Yo, respect Tasha for the gifts, yeah? Guys, help me fill out that gift gallery. I know it's early, yeah? I know you don't want people telling you to tap this and tap that, but remember, we're a team, we're a network. So if you guys ain't doing it...
I spend on this thing, because I know that it is not really with the cell phone, but I've been telling you this, deep divers, your phone isn't what you think. And you have to realize that what I've realized with the cell phone, I'm very mindful of how much time I spend on this thing.
Yes.
Because I know that it is not really my friend. Mm-hmm. I know that attention is energy. And this thing wants your time, attention, and energy.
I'll address your comments after he's done.
When you turn off your phone, if you notice, deep divers, that once upon a time you could actually take out the battery from the back of the phone, and then they're like, actually, we're gonna make sure that you can't take out the battery, so it's actually connected to the phone itself.
You can't take the battery out. Right?
So it's always on.
This is a cheap phone.
And I've realized sometimes I forget to turn off my phone at night, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
this is a cheap
my dream.
Phone. Why?
My dreams were crazy. I didn't sleep well.
In the phone world to say, tell all the companies, okay, what we're gonna do now, you can't take the battery out because we need this thing to be constantly on. When people are sleeping and that, it can be reading their minds and that. All these people who take the battery out, take the chip out, and leave the phone like that, and then go sleep. They're like, nah, this is a problem. We need to take away that option. So people ain't going to be able to take the battery out no more. We're going to leave that shit on. So even when you turn the phone off, there's a second battery. It's kind of like a sleeper battery, where all of the mic, yeah, the camera is still fucking functioning. You think it's off because you turned it off, but it's your phone is never off, yeah?
Oh, and it's because this thing is always on. And how we become our greatest versions, the solution... Don't sleep with your phone on, because it's reading your thoughts at night. It's recording you. It's monitoring you.
Brainwaves.
Put your phone, this thing, in another room. I guarantee you, you're going to sleep a whole lot better.
See,
okay?
I was late this morning.
Pay attention. Deep divers, they don't give you these devices for no reason. This has been a plan for centuries.
And let me just say, this happened in Tartaria before they licked it down. They started giving everyone these cell phones, right? And so nobody's paying attention to what they're supposed to be paying attention to. That's how they mashed down, they found cell phones in Tartaria. And let me tell you something. You see, Tartaria, it weren't everyone's good in Tartaria, you know. You had an element that want to, yeah, you know what, you elites are right. Yo, let's do this and monetize everything. So now Tartaria is against itself. Half of the people in Tartaria, I'm talking about those with the wrong aspirations, is now linked into this sinister scheme. So they're trying to mash down Tartaria to bring in this new world order thing, right? So it's not everyone in Tartaria was on a good thing, right? They got infiltrated Tartaria, these elites, and had some of them like, yeah, you know what, you lot are right. I want to join you lot, and instead of having this Tartaria empire, we can have a whole world empire. We run everything, we control all the energy, we centralize power. You understand what I'm saying? So like I'm saying, they had FaceTime, they had Skype, they had mobile phones, and everybody's attention now is distracted. Nobody's looking at the problems that are going on around them. Even if they're looking at them, they're not giving it enough attention to do something about it, is what I mean.
Everyone,
that's where we are now,
in a digital smart grid, so they can control your every single movement. Now, take a listen to this.
Imagine being able to build anything.
And I think that
just by
it got better because now he says, take a listen to this. It's not just him talking. So he plays videos, which I think has made his channel even better, right?
Ever get the feeling that your phone is listening to you? You mention something in a conversation, and a few hours later, you get an ad for that very thing.
This is
Most people assume their phone is spying on their conversations, and it may be, but most of the time, the truth is even worse than that. The internet is not free. That's the lie. All of the apparently free services you've enjoyed at Google or Facebook or TikTok, you've actually paid for, but not with money. You've paid for these with your privacy.
5 billion consumers are in our identity graph. 5 billion. How many people are on Earth? 7 billion? 2 billion to go.
Yo, 5 billion people are on social media out of 7.9 billion. He says, yo, 2 billion to go. They want everybody into this fucking smart grid, right? It is a problem. A lot of us wake up and jump straight on the phone. You see what I did just now when I put this live on? I went outside to stand up in the sun. As soon as I wake up, the first 15 minutes, I have to be outside in the sun, right? For my my pineal gland and stuff. Even if it's not the sun, it's just daylight, yeah? It's still sun. In the first 15 minutes, leave the phone. Don't be in the phone scrolling, right? Go outside and spend 15 minutes outside. Get that fresh air in your lungs, get that daylight hitting on your head and stuff, and then come back in. So what I did is put the live on and go outside, right? And stand up outside. Me and the cat went outside, and we just outside for a bit. I can hear Ralph Smart from downstairs, so I know, okay, it's still on. It's not on the advert, yeah? But I need that. That's the first thing I got to do, because I don't worship the phone. I worship the Most High. So I got to get outside. I got to say, "Hu panechiru menu cheyu kawun lalulbi hu hamud tud." I'm gratitude for rising me up out of this sleep. Take 9 deep breaths in your lungs and stuff. Then you see me come back up here and sit down with you guys. But start regulating how you do this thing, because if you wake up and jump straight into that phone is your God. You worship that phone. That's your altar, right? You're being used. You're not you're not using the social media. The social media is using you. Right? And that's why they say, okay, you're a druggie, you're a social media user. I don't see myself as a social media user. I'm an author. I use social media to push my books and other books. So you got to rephrase what this thing is. Because if you're not careful, you're caught up in this grid, right? And it's going to get to a point where if they tell people, look, we're going to take away your phones, people will do anything. yeah, to keep this privilege of going on TikTok or going on Facebook and talking to people. Do you understand? Use the phone in the right way. Don't let the phone use you and you become a social media user where your whole day is just you're scrolling, you're watching other people's lives, you're comparing, you're labeling, you're judging people. Allow all of that. Like, use this thing for the awakening. Otherwise, if you're not using it to awaken other people, like a lot of you guys, you won't go live. You're intimidated by going live, and that's okay. Everybody don't have to go live. But what I'm saying, then what do you use this for? Are you just on here scrolling and watching other people's lives, yeah, and judging people and all that type of stuff? Because that'll get you messed up. Do you understand what I'm saying? That will get you messed up doing that. You've got to take back control of your attention, of your soul, of your life force, right?
Every search, every message, every purchase, every location becomes part of a digital dossier that is bought and sold and analyzed by companies you have never heard of. You know nothing about them, they know everything about you.
So now data is the new gold, yeah? I'm talking about gold, like gold and platinum. Right now, the gold of the world is data. They sell your shit to other people about you, right? That's why you can get all these calls. Hello, have you considered having life insurance? They probably know you're a chain smoker. They probably, and yo, you have life insurance. You understand? Like, yo, you got to really take stock of this phone shit, man. Because even me, every day I'm in a spiritual warfare with my phone. And then when people are sending me bare shit, I got to filter. I got to say, okay, I can watch this video that Sister Nourish has sent me. Because me and her are back and forth and we really breaking down this information and stuff. It's not just spamming each other. Blah. Yeah, 7 videos. You ain't even give the person a time to digest the first video. You send in another 6. Yeah, throughout the day, you watching all these different videos or all these different topics. You think that's going to make you smart, or you think that's going to make you confused? Yeah, because remember, the whole goal is to overload you with information. So you're so overloaded. Even if I come and present information online, it's not going to help you because your hard drive is so full. You've probably watched 10, 20 different content creators throughout the day. You've probably watched 15 different discussions. Anunnaki, Bible, quantum, the government. There's all type of shit going on throughout your day in scrolling. Yeah? Don't do that. Yeah? Focus on one thing. Say, today I'm doing history. Yeah, so I'm gonna look at these 2 teachers and I'm gonna follow what they're saying about history. Then I'm gonna go away and I'm gonna do my own little independent homework on what I just listened to for these 2 guys. Once I've digested that, okay, bam, now I'm moving on to a next topic. Most of you don't do that. Come on, admit it. You just scroll through the day and whatever appeals to you, you're watching it and you're overloading your brain. You're not going to learn anything like that. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna be overloaded. You're going to be distressed because you're going to see people that look prettier than you. You're going to see people that got more muscles than you. You're going to see people with a better car than you. You're going to see now you're comparing yourself and your life. Oh, my life's shit, really. Yeah. And look, all these people. And most of the stuff that you're seeing is illusion. All this Andrew Tate stuff. And that's all an illusion. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now you see hundreds of guys are turning up outside the court. Free Andrew Tate, free Andrew Tate. They're doing press-ups outside the court and stuff. That's what they want. They want to be able to control us through this. You understand? And so we are now at the crossroads, humanity, or I should say mafioso. This mafioso where all of us study together, I'm giving you a warning. We're at a crossroads. And put this with the AI shit, yeah, and merge them together, right? So what's coming for the earth is like a trap. If you think this earth is a trap, wait until we're trapped into this smart system shit, where most people you don't even interact with them in the real world no more. All the interactions are done through the phone, yeah? People don't even know how to interact with each other outside in the real world no more. You try and talk to someone, it's like, yo, why are you talking to me for? You're not allowed to talk to me. Try and approach a gal outside and stuff, they're looking at you like, yo, I don't remember you from any of these dating sites or whatever. Why are you talking? It's all changed. The rules are changed. They're trying to control all of us with these devices, and they're doing a very good job of it, is what I'm saying. Because most people are controlled by their phone. Their whole life, their whole identity is in the phone, right? And a lot of guys, yeah, their identity is built off trends. Whatever's trending on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, that's what they're into. So let's say this week, the trend is hats. All of a sudden, you got all these guys online talking about hats. And then the trend changes. Now we're talking about shoes. All of a sudden now all these guys are talking about shoes. So their heart is not in anything that they're doing, right? They just following trends. You get women, their whole personality is built up of other women online. They don't even have their own personality. Yeah, all of them are same. They're looking for the same personality. They're looking for the same hairstyles. They're looking for the same fucking clothes. That's how it's like a fucking hive mind right now, because of the phones, right?
But they're not just watching you; they're shaping your behavior as well, and we can prove that. We spent months digging through lawsuits, corporate documents, and privacy policies to uncover who exactly is collecting this data, how they're using it, and who is behind the whole operation. By the end of this series, you will be upset, because you will understand how the surveillance economy works and what you can do to protect your privacy. The world is watching you.
I have a question for you. What would change in your life?
Right, so you can see we've not got long to go, yeah, and then we'll just do a little discussion, go through the comments, and that's it, yeah. I'll be back later, but guys, I'm sure you can see.
Just tell you this, deep divers. Now, your phone isn't what you think, so let me break it down for you. So when you buy a phone, when you have a phone, a lot of people say, I want to connect, whether it's with other people on social media, with friends, family members, but that's what they tell you it's about, connection. But everything is inverted in this matrix. So connection is actually disconnection, even though there are billions of people.
So that's true. These phones are disconnecting people. They're not connecting people. They're disconnecting people. If you see through the scam, people are being disconnected through these smartphones, right? We don't interact the same.
With a phone, a lot of people can't even connect with real people. They find it hard to find real people. Think about that. And I've noticed along my journey, what's really helped me is to say, actually, let me call up my real friends and actually meet them in person. It is so much better. Deep divers.
So like I'm saying, the people who come in my inbox and off of TikTok, where we swap numbers and we will have discussions, we'll trade, we'll send music to each other, we'll talk about, that's real connection, right? So instead of doom scrolling, the real people on your platform, reach out to them, really connect with them, go for a fucking coffee with them or whatever. Do you understand? But stop doing this avatar thing where your only connections is through the screen and your deepest connections is through the screen. And that's not to say you can't connect with no one through the screen. You can, but don't let that dominate how you interact with people. Make that be the exception to the rule. Yeah, okay, there's a few people I've never met them, me and them are really tight online, that's cool. But don't let that dominate your how you interact with people. Have real people in real life, or bring certain ones of these people into your real life, into your reality. Yo, hey, you fancy going for a coffee? Let's go for a coffee. Oh, yeah, I'm going to the park. You only live next door. Yo, come down, let's sit down and talk and rare. Do that. Don't just come online and think, yo, this is the new way to connect. Yeah, because it's dumbing down humanity. If you notice, they also call them smartphones. And the smarter the phones become, the less smart people become, right? Even in simple things like writing, punctuation, speaking, yeah? It's a devolution thing, right?
Also, with your phone, a lot of people say, you know what? I'm going to get a phone for me, and I'm going to have privacy, right? A lot of people think, hey, I'm going to talk to ChatGPT, and I'm going to talk to Gemini, and I'm going to put in all of my favorite pictures. Where are they going? You know, and the inversion of privacy is to realize that actually these things are data collection devices. Everything you share on your phone, your precious selfies, your intimate thoughts, feelings, is being sold somewhere, is being captured, is being collected, and you have the power actually to say, you know what, I'm going to be selective with what I put on my phone, with what I share on my phone. And this has actually helped me become my greatest version. Also, some people say a phone is a tool, and of course it is. I love this thing because it's helped me inspire millions of people. It's about how you use the tool. But if you don't use this tool correctly, it's going to become a very harmful weapon. Also, you have to realize a lot of people say, you know what, Ralph, it's harmless because right now I'm going to take a selfie, right? And a lot of people do that with their phone. They take selfies. Have you ever noticed, deep divers, that since people have been taking selfies, there is talk for digital ID, biometric scans. They're asking for face verification. Face verification. This is all part of the design, that actually when you are taking more selfies, the AI is now knowing what you look like. It's creating a mind file, an AI version of you, a digital avatar.
Digital straw
So
man.
it now knows who you are, not just mentally, but also physically. Pay attention.
Map you out.
Now, some people say, well, it can be freedom. And you have to realize that a lot of people aren't free with their phone. They're in slavery. They're in servitude to it. So they're not using the phone, just like Prince said. The phone is actually using them. It's using their time, using their energy, and stealing their attention. A lot of people say, well, Ralph, I'm just locking in. Right? And a lot of people say that. They say, hey, I'm locking into my phone. I want to see what's happening. And they don't realize that you being locked in also means you can be locked out. How many times, deep divers, have you gone on an app and then they just banned you, or they logged you out, they locked you out, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get back in? And that's exactly the whole plan, to lock you in and then to lock you out. And that's the reason why you have to have discernment, be vigilant, and be mindful that they want to bring everyone in to lock you out. And this is a part of a social...
So even yesterday, that fantastic live that we had, the first one on Tartaria, the earlier one, right? And I was speaking about the free energy. They went and struck a video down. I took a piece out of that live and posted it, yeah, where I'm talking about free energy, yeah, and how they got rid of the free energy. They put misinformation, yeah, so they struck it down. I've appealed, but I don't expect them to restore that video. And then I woke up this morning again, and the other clip that I posted, yeah, they struck that down again. So I'm like, okay, these guys are on me. They didn't like that yesterday. When I took up that Tartaria book with you guys and took you guys deep into that thing till we had like 100,000 likes. And I said, and you see, so it proves itself when I said, yo, they'd rather you speak about aliens than speak about this Tartaria stuff, right? Yo, they're giving me smoke right now, right? And because of the traction that we was gaining just from that live, where I was like, yo, the algorithm, we're cooking again. Wake up in the morning, no you're not. They've struck another video down. So that means now they can, yo, this guy's getting so much, yo, bring him back down, yeah? We don't want him to push this on. So that's showing me now that I definitely have to leave TikTok. I don't mean abruptly, like just stop using TikTok, but I have to shift my crowd over to somewhere else. That's why I keep telling you guys, go on the YouTube at Memnon9 and follow the Mafioso, because very soon this page might not be here anymore. I'm sure I'm already on the last strike, right? Even though they've not warned me, yeah? Because the last video they struck down, they didn't say anything. They've just struck it down. You can't watch it. So that notification will come later. They'll wait, yeah? And then they'll tell me, oh, that other video, we struck it down. Now you're on your last warning, right? So I tell you guys, if you value this page or the content that is coming on this page, you need to go over to my YouTube at Memnon9 and follow that. Because very soon, from what I can see, I won't be on TikTok much longer. They want me off of TikTok. They don't want this type of person that's telling you this type of shit on TikTok, yeah? I'm going to have to go elsewhere. It may be a case where I can't even go on no apps very soon. YouTube don't want me on there. TikTok don't want me on there. Facebook don't want me on there. Instagram don't want me on there. So you're going to be left with, yo, if I want that shit that Jadefra is talking with, I'm going to have to go and buy one of them books. Because he don't come online no more. He can't. They won't let him come online to teach us. Why do you think? We was learning science the other day and all type of different things. Soon as I go to free energy, they don't care about Anunnakis. You can talk about Anu, Egypt, Bible, Anunnakis, yeah? But from the moment you talk about Tartaria and start talking about free, okay, now it's a problem. We got to get rid of this guy. Do you guys see what I'm saying now?
Social credit score. We're going to talk about that in another video. Also, you've got to realize that information, a lot of people go online to say, hey, I want information, not realizing there's a lot of misinformation online. Now, I came across this video, Deep Divers, as a part of a solution to limit your screen time. I'm not saying don't use a phone. I use a phone, but it's about limiting your screen time. Take a look at this.
I was addicted to my phone, so I decided to reduce my screen time as much as possible over the course of 30 days. Before I started this challenge, I was averaging about 3.5 to 4 hours on my phone, and initially it was really hard to not check my social media or my email. After about a week, I was able to keep my screen time under 30 minutes, and boredom no longer felt like something I needed a coping mechanism for. However, I felt really lonely and was doing a horrible job staying connected with friends. I had to get much more intentional about calling people, and I started responding to texts in batches. Throughout the 30 days, I ended up averaging about 24 minutes of screen time per day, and over 2 weeks after the challenge has ended, I'm now averaging about 45 minutes of screen time, but I feel...
That is fantastic. Only 25 minutes of screen time for the whole day out of 24 hours. Hats off to her. And now she says it's at 45 minutes per day. Most of us spend over 6-7 hours scrolling on our phones per day. She says she's got it down to 25 minutes. 45 minutes, she start focusing on real connections. Like I tell you guys, I don't watch nothing that comes in my inbox unless it's coming from a real connection. I have a handful of real connections here on TikTok. Whatever they send me, I'm gonna watch it through. But if you're not in that handful of 5 that me and you, we have some type of dialogue in the background, please stop sending me stuff in my inbox. I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it. Yeah, and yes, it might sound rude. I don't care if it sounds rude. Stop sending me stuff in my inbox. I do not watch it. I don't care what it is. If you want me to watch something, come and make me a real connection. Come and have a dialogue with me. Ask me how my day was. Talk about normal shit, away from Anunnakis and shit. Talk about us, right? So we can know each other as friends do. Then you can send me what you want. Then me and you can have, you'll probably have my number offline. I'll be like, here's my number. If you want to chat to me, come chat on WhatsApp. I don't really do this spamming on TikTok or Instagram or whatever else. If you want me and you to be like this, then come off of TikTok. Yeah, throw me your number and tell me, yo, shout me on WhatsApp. Let's build a real connection. This ain't no chat up thing or nothing like that where you're trying to chat up y'all. This is establishing real connections with guys and girls. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's why I'm the way I am. So if you notice, if people keep spamming my inbox, I put them on mute. So when you're sending me stuff, I don't even see it no more, because you've sent me so much stuff without making a connection with me. I've now put you in that bracket where, yo, I can't deal with this person. Let me put them on mute. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see what you're sending me or none of that type of shit, because I don't function like that off this social media stuff. You have to have a real connection with me. And then we can be in the background and we can really connect. You understand? We may even meet up in real life. It's happened before with guys and girls. Do you understand? But this social media thing, this TikTok thing, where everybody, whatever they watch, they want you to watch it. So they just spamming you with a whole bunch of, there's probably 10, 15 different topics in all these videos that they've sent you in your inbox. They've not even give you a chance to digest none of these videos, or you've not even feeded back these videos. Okay, this is what I think about this one. This is a very good, or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Stop doing that. Or you'll be put in the mute where you don't have a connection to me. Your access is cut now because I see what you're on, right? Whereas if I get a real connection now where I know, okay, this person's real. They don't spam my inbox on whatever, yeah? They've sent me one video, yeah, in a month. I'm watching it because those are real people. But this robot thing that's going on, where everybody's just sending each other these ton of videos, drop me out. I'm not involved with you lot, right?
Much more connected with friends. Stop scrolling and engage with the people you care about most.
Do you know how amazing it is?
So yeah, I'm going to end up having to move from TikTok because TikTok is not conducive to what I'm trying to do.
Great message. So deep divers, your phone isn't what you think. It's a black screen, right? And the black screen is actually this device capturing your soul essence, your time, your energy. And the more that you stare at the black screen like this, is the more your life force energy dissipates. So I always say, be mindful of even the symbolism of your phone, the apple, the forbidden fruit. What does it really mean? It means that you're eating from the forbidden knowledge of good and evil. And a lot of people have no idea that this phone is not what you think. I want all of you right now to hit the like button if you support The Real. Share the video with someone. Subscribe to the channel.
So let me go through your comments and then leave you guys so you can have the rest of your Baka, which is the real way of saying mourning. Can we now mourn nobody? Even though I've still got days to mourn my uncle. I can mourn for 40 days. That's Israelite law. But we don't really greet each other with no good morning. So you people in here talking about good morning, we now mourn nobody. Yeah, we celebrate them. Even my uncle, I've stopped mourning now. I'm celebrating him. So no more good morning, please. Put happy rising or grand rising or nefer baka if you want to speak in the ancient language. Stop telling me good morning, right? Yanun says spending time walking in nature help to reduce the time scrolling on the phone. Exactly. And also I'd add to that, when you go walk in nature, leave your phone at home. How many of you can do that? Leave your Ross Clark phone at home and go outside to the park or around nature or around water, a stream or something, and spend a half hour, 45 minutes, hour around nature without your phone. Because then you see how your thoughts are working totally different. I do it all the time. I go to the gym, I go to just leave my phone at home. And what you'll find is people are pissed. Yo, I've been trying to ring you. How come I can't get you on the phone? As if you have to have your phone on you. Yeah, even the government, you'll get like, if you turn your phone off for a month, the government will get at you. Hold on, your phone's been off. We've noticed that your phone's been off. I did it. Which book was I writing? I think it was Tragedy in the Sun, Volume 2, Black Nobility. I turned my phone off for the month and stuck it under my mattress. Yo, the Dole people, you know, DWP, those people rang me. We've noticed that your phone's off. I'm like, what the hell? Like, you're not allowed to turn your phone off, but this is what I'm trying to show you. Yeah, they need you to have that phone on. If you turn it off, it's a problem. Yeah, because now you're like outside the matrix. Now you're going to be able to see from outside and see the whole scam. Do you understand? Time will come when I do it again. Just turn it off. Do you understand? So yeah, Yanun, spending time walking in nature help to reduce the time scrolling on the phone. Leave your phone at home when you guys go and scroll in nature. You're going to want to take your phone so you can take pictures to post online. Fuck all of that. Right? Stop doing that. Everything that you do is not meant to be shared online. There's certain things that you do in your day, that's for you. That's not for online. Even people, they'll help people and put it online of them helping some tramp or something. Why? Why do you need to be seen doing that? That don't need to be online. Do you understand? That's for you. If you're doing that for the right intention, you don't even need to post that to show people that you're helping people. Just help the person. Yeah? God sees that. Do you understand what I'm saying? As soon as a crisis comes now, rather than, instead of people helping each other, they're going to whip out the phone. They see the police beating a man up or whatever. Yo, let's whip out the phone and catch this and put it online. Right? We need to break out of this type of thinking, man, because it's destroying us or what's left of us. Yeah? Yeah, you're so right. This is Pretty Green-Eyed One. She says you need your own website as any of these platforms can censor you according to the program. That's exactly right, and that's something I slacked on because I put a lot of money into making my own website, something like $2,000, and it was right near the end, and then the guy just disappeared. This is in 2020, yeah? Me and my brother together was setting up this TZT website with someone he put me onto, and the guy's dad passed. So his brain, he just lost his mind. So all that work and money was just lost. And since then, I just never got back into trying to make my own website. I just thought, let me just master Amazon, put my books on Amazon and call it a day. But even that, I'm going to need to move them off Amazon and have my own website. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're talking exactly what I'm saying, Pretty Green-Eyed One. That's exactly where I'm going with this. We have to have our own network, right? But we're so tied up in these people's, because remember, this is their server. This is their thing. They own everything you put on social media is not yours. Your pictures are not yours. That's why I'm saying read the small print. Any picture you put on Facebook, that's Facebook's. They can do whatever they want with that picture without your consent. The same goes for TikTok. The same goes for IG. The same goes for Snapchat. That streaming space, you don't own it. They own it. It's the same thing when you go to musicians. There's no more money left in music. Musicians don't make money. Yeah? Musicians used to laugh at us as, oh, you just a YouTuber. Oh, you just a podcaster. Now look, all of the musicians are in podcasting. They're on YouTube. There's people on YouTube that make more money than your rappers. Rappers don't make no money off music no more. Why do you think, yo, that YouTube bag, that's looking quite kind of nice right now for a Cameron or a Mace. Yeah, or a Tony Yayo, yeah, Uncle MUR, you know who I'm talking about. All of them now are shifting because there's no money left in music. They might make money from touring if their name's big enough, right? The only people who make money off music is the little 1% at the top. Your Drake, your Kendrick Lamar, your Nicki Minaj's, and even then, they're not making the money that this shit used to make, like before this digital age went off. Because now what they do, the companies like Spotify, let's say they make 100 million, yeah? If you get 1 billion streams, they're only giving you 45 back. They've made 100 billion. They give you £45,000, that's it, right? So we're being fleeced in every department of this digital space. Now you see the musicians speaking out. Oh, we ain't making no money, these streaming. They don't tell you how much TikTok's made of all of us sending gifts, watching each other's life. Imagine these lot made 500 billion and they're giving you some little crumbs. You think you've got money because TikTok's paying you, you're monetized. They're giving you crumbs off their table. We are empowering them by using this shit in this way. We got to be smarter. And like Pretty Green Eyed once say, we got to now start thinking, yo, I need my own website. Even if it ain't even got much people and I have to build it up from the bottom. There's only 2-3 people and then I have to spend time. That's more of a better thing to do than just be on here being used as a user. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm getting pushback on TikTok, man, and this happens anytime I get traction. It's like some kind of lock so that I can't grow a big page. I can't grow a big following because they're scared of someone like me. They know, yo, this guy's a real teacher. This guy fights with the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword. So we got to be like twice as fucking harsh with this dude, this Jedefre dude, than we have to with just a normal dude speaking online. They're not the threat. This guy, Jedefre, he's the threat. Because people will listen to him, they'll hear him and say, fucking hell, this guy's intelligent, innit? Yo, he knows what he's talking about. Yo, this guy knows all these different... He's a problem, right? You got to keep your foot on his neck. He's George Floyd. You got to keep your knee in this nigga's neck. Because you can't just allow him to have the kind of reach Young Pharaoh had or Rashad Jamal had, because then it's game over for us. It's really game over. He gonna lead everybody to Dr. York. He gonna lead everybody to the truth of what's in those books. And now our problem's times 10. Because it's not, now we're gonna have to think about the next Jedefre. Some of these youths, they're gonna become the next Jedefre or further. Do you understand? They're gonna write 30 books, yeah? We can't have this guy out here online saying what he's saying. He don't even get involved with what we're doing. He don't care if we monetize him. We can't control him with monetization. He don't want to sell nothing on his page like everybody else talking about money and selling on their page. We just can't control him. So we're going to have to keep our knee on his neck to make sure he don't spread too far. Like, because if he gets like Young Pharaoh and them, he's under the Most High's protection. He's not like Young Pharaoh and them. Yeah, he ain't going to be all this baby mother drama and all this moving with Tamahu and all that. Yo, we can't control him. So the best thing we can do is just prevent him from ever getting any type of traction other than what he's already got. Leave him there and try hard to make... So they got AIs on me. Why do you think the AI is always here? Yo, he's talking about the Bible and the Maccabees and Tartaria. And yo, so the AI is the spy, the snitch that keep telling Skynet, yo, this guy getting traction, you know. He had 100,000 likes yesterday. They were talking about free energy. He gave them some real jewels, yeah? Yo, strike that down. This is misinformation. And there's enough people that stupid to listen to, oh, yo, he's spreading misinformation. Because they've struck me as someone who misinforms. There's people who will buy that. Say, yo, yeah, well, TikTok said he's speaking misinformation, so I'm not going to listen to it. Yo, this thing is crazy right now, yeah? That government want to digitize our computer? Huh? The computer is digital. I know what you're saying. They want to digitize us, yeah? And also, let me say this. You see you people who don't have no picture on your account, yeah? You're another set of people. I don't really listen to you. Like anything you say in the comments, if you don't have no picture, and then I go on your page and you have posted nothing, you have no picture, you ain't posted nothing, to me, you're a BOT until you prove otherwise. So I don't engage. And what you'll find in the comments, a lot of the people that have something to say is people that hide themselves. You don't even know if it's a real person. They don't have no pictures on their own platform. They don't have no post on their own platform, but they're in people's comments, yeah, trying to like engage. Is that a bot? Is that a real person? If it's a person, that's weird. Why would you do that? Because they already know who you are. They already know enough about you, even without you having a picture and stuff, just from the fact that you're using this app, right? So if you're going to come on here and you want to connect with people, you're going to have to, people are going to have to see you as a real person. You can't just hide behind your screen and you've got no picture, or you've got some type of daft picture and there's no post or nothing on your page where someone can verify that you're a real credible person and you're really into these subjects, what we're talking about here. I scroll past you, and if you get too fresh, I just block you. Do you understand? Alkaline 62 says the newest trend, older Caucasian women meeting young African men. I'm not into white girls, so I don't know nothing about that. I'm into my sisters, black women. That's it, right? I'm not into no snow bunnies. And yeah, there are pretty white girls, but I don't care how pretty they are. I'm not into none of them. Sorry, not sorry. So I don't know nothing about that trend, buddy. CK says, I'm overloaded with information. That's the whole point of social media, to get you lost in the traffic of information, right? And so that's why sometimes even me, I'm like, boy, am I just adding to the confusion? Because my shit is so vivid anyway, it needs people's attention. So if people's heads already full up of all this nonsense and they're doom scrolling and stuff, I'm the worst person for you to sit down and listen to. I'm going to be real with you. For you to listen to me, you have to be in a space where you control your attention. So you can give me your undivided attention without it being interrupted by all this other content creation and shit that's going on in the background. And I'm not saying that I'm better than these people or any of that stuff. What I'm trying to say is you need to clear your head. It's not about what you can take in. It's about what you can, I don't need that. Let me dash that out and create space in my brain so that the real shit that I need to focus on, I've got enough space in my brain, I've got enough concentration power, attention power to really listen to what's being said. Most of us ain't. Our attention span's gone, right? We've got that attention deficit disorder. We probably spend 5 minutes here, then we've already jumped out and scrolled somewhere else. Then we've gone to Facebook and looked at the notifications there. Then we've jumped off that and gone onto Instagram. Then we've jumped back on here. That ain't gonna help you at all. You've got to take back control of your attention, right? Or you're gonna be overloaded, CK, yeah? And that's not to say you're doing it. You could just be overloaded, but I'm saying most people, that's why they're overloaded, yeah? Because they don't know how to, okay, let me just not look at all this shit, and I'm only focusing on this today. I'll get to that another day. Once I've processed this, then I can get to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm a type of person, I speak about a vast range of subjects anyway, me on myself, right? So if you're not have the space in your head to really focus so you can process what I'm telling you before you move on to the next thing, then I'm not going to help you at all. I'm the worst person for you to come online and listen to. Now, which other content creator is going to say that to you? Which one's going to tell you, yo, I'm the worst person to listen to if your mind ain't in the right place? None of them. None of them are going to tell you that, except Jadefri. So make sure that you process the information that you're taking in. Everything needs processing. Take what works for you when you process it. Leave what don't work for you. Yeah? Now I can move on. Process it, take what works for you. Leave the rest of it. Okay, now I can move on. If you move like that, you won't become overloaded. You'll always be in your mind to have your control of your attention and control of your focus and shit like that. Do you understand? You have to move a different type of way. Shout out to Maestro, yeah? I always wanted some African clothes, so I got about 3 of these suits. I've never wore them, right? I've just got them put down for a special occasion, but today it's so hot. Yesterday I was sweating all day. The way this is, I don't have to wear nothing underneath it, so the air can just go through me. Do you get me? So shout out to you. He says, beautiful attire. Love and light, yeah? Respect. Shout out to the father of mixed Africans for sharing the live with more than 5 friends. Where we at? 16 0.9k. It's early, so I'm not gonna tell you guys to tap up the screen and that and make a deal about it. Yeah, it's early. Later on I will when I come back with the Tartaria thing, but I kind of check that it's more to do with the topic. Like if people are really into the topic, then they just gonna tap up the screen and share gifts like that Tartaria thing, and also timing. If it's at the right time in the day, all of that will happen naturally. If it's too late, like after 9 and 10 and stuff, then it affects the viewers and it affects the tapping. And again, if it's too early and people have got work and stuff and they're preparing, so I'm not going to focus on none of that now. Shout out to everybody who's tapped up the screen and sent a gift or whatever, yeah? Someone said put the phone in a cupboard, but it's one of them bot type people, no disrespect, there's no picture and there's no name, it's just a user with about 10 numbers behind it, but they said put the phone in a cupboard. Yanoon says put the phone in another room while sleeping. That's what Ralph Martha said. That's what I did last night for the first time. Yeah, I would admit it, I don't turn my phone off when I go sleep or not, and I just put it somewhere and just go sleep. Yeah, and I'm somebody who I do struggle with my sleep pattern. Sometimes I'm up all type of different hours where I shouldn't be up. Yeah, and sometimes I do spend too much hours in my phone. Maybe not on TikTok, but then I'll go on YouTube and I'm watching X amount of stuff when I can just watch it on the fucking big screen. And yeah, why am I in the phone? Do you understand? So I needed to hear this Ralph Smart message that I shared with you guys yesterday, just so I can catch myself like, yo, stay focused, yeah? Don't get swept up in this shit here, just watching all these things. Even me, even I need reminding, right? Situational awareness is like, yo, man, that's priceless right now. And also the world fears intelligent black men. They don't want men like me. They want 50 Cent, they want Floyd Mayweather. He can't even read. They'll make him a millionaire just because he can't read. Yeah, but they don't want someone like me, some articulate person, academic person, book writing person. They're scared of that type of black man. That reminds them of Malcolm X and them type of fuckers. They don't want that type of person no more. It's too much for them. So now they render us into the 50 Cent, Floyd Mayweather. If you check the kind of brains that we're breeding in our communities now, since this COINTEL Pro shit, it's totally different, especially in America and in the UK. They don't want black men like me. They're scared of black intelligence, right? Dave DML says, Fool's Lantern or Black Mirror. I think he's talking about something to watch that goes into these type of stuff. Shout out to Natasha again for sending all of these gifts. What is forbidden knowledge? Why would knowledge be forbidden? Yo, you need to go and do some homework. I'm blocking you, man. Why would you even ask that question? That's just, like, I'm not going to say that it's a silly question, because there's no such thing as a silly question. You know what? Let me not block you. I'll just scroll past the question. You're a smart person, EDK, saying I'll never sleep with the phone in my room. Yeah, sometimes I get ahead of myself and I'm blocking people when I shouldn't be. So I apologize for that. But when you get attacked like I do, where you just get all these weirdos that just attack you for nothing, sometimes you overreact and then you start blocking people. Yeah, I don't want to be that person, innit? So I'm not going to block her. It happened to me 3 times last week and it spooked me out each time. Are you talking about when you think something and it just comes on your phone and you ain't even said it yet? Yeah? I ain't even like verbalized this thing. I just thought the thing and then I looked on my phone and the thing's on my, it happened to me. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, yeah? So when he said that, it just jumped out to me like, basket, he ain't lying, bro. They reading our brainwaves and shit. Made me just turn off my phone them last night. And I kid you not, he's not lying. I slept like a baby. Y'all seen I was late to this live. I was supposed to start at 9. I had Natasha in my inbox like, yo, I was waiting. I'm holding on for this live, you know. Why are you not doing it? You're going to do it later. I said, nah. I'm doing it now. I still had Yampy in my eye when she sent me that message. You understand? Yo. Where am I? Natasha, you're asking where I am. I'm in my room, man. I'm in what I call the man cave. You know what I mean? This is where all my ideas come, all my books and stuff. You see this seat here, it's special for me. When I sit in it, it's like, you guys ever watch The Flight of the Navigator? It's an old movie. Like when I was a kid, we watched this movie called Flight of the Navigator. And this like alien little craft comes in the Ute man's backyard, and he goes in there, and now he can fly around the fucking cosmos and shit in this little ship, and it talks to him, this AI thing. Do you understand? So this chair for me is like the Flight of the Navigator. When I sit in this chair and brainwave, I come up with books. Like that's when the gods give me downloads, because I'm in my own space. I've blocked everything out, I've blocked the world out, and I'm in my own space. And when I go into my thoughts, that's when I can get the most heaviest downloads right into this chair. Yeah, I wrote Treasures in the Sun Volume 2 here on my laptop. Black Europa, The Missing Keys, Black Byzantium, what else? The Danelaw, and now this Tartaria book. So out of 6 books this chair's give me, just sit here in my, it's my safe space, it's my sanctuary thing. Do you understand? I call it the man cave. But that's why I'm always in this chair here. When I'm doing lives and stuff, it's my little like I said, it's my power spot, it's my safe place, yeah? My safe space. Yeah, take that, what Ralph Smart says. That sounds like Diddy, innit? Yo, take that. Diddy used to say that. I'm wondering if he got that from Diddy, or if Diddy got that from him. Yo, take that. Yeah? And then people started saying, yeah, Diddy needs to stop taking it. He's just taking shit that he's not going to be taking, innit? Yo, shout out to Tigo, man. I enjoy your presence, yeah? And you seem to have a humour like mine where you can just laugh at shit like me. Yeah? Look, the AI summary discussing the Tartaria book and the story of the Maccabees is snitching to Skynet. Because that's not for us. Oh, it's for people who come in the live so they can see what the topic's about. Get out of here. That's you snitching to Skynet. Yeah? Telling Skynet, yo, send the Sentinels out, yeah? And watch this one. This one can see. Yeah. I'm scrolling to the top, yeah, so I think I should reach there soon. Yeah, I think this is the top now. Yeah, so I've scrolled to the top, so let me just scroll back to the bottom quickly to see if there's any new shit that somebody's put, and then we can call this a wrap. Right, and this is Big Stevie C. He says Skynet becomes Genesis. So you see the books that they banned for me, Coronation, Agenda 21, The Scamdemic, that's the first part. That came out before that came out Friday the 13th of November 2020. I deliberately released it on Friday the 13th because I know it's bad luck for them, man. Maybe that's why they banned it, yeah? And then the year after Vax rollout, I released COVID-19 84, Agenda 2030. That one was even a bigger problem, so they banned that even quicker. But in there, I spoke about Skynet escaping from the lab in 2020, not the CV, Skynet. And I spoke about how Skynet is Genesis. You see, when you watch the movie Terminator Genesis, yeah, Skynet's name morphed into Genesis. It's the same thing. It's not Genesis. It's got a Y at the end. Genesis for some reason, yeah. But that Skynet and Genesis is the same entity. You're the first person that I've heard say that outside of myself. So shout out to you. Who was that again? Twisted Kingston. Shout out to Twisted Kingston for saying that, because a lot of people don't realize that. Go back to that movie, Terminator Genesis, and watch it again. Yeah. In fact, watch the first Terminator, because the date in there that they give you for when Skynet went active is the date in the real world, that 2020 shit, when Skynet escaped from the lab. Imagine that. You can't make that shit up. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they come tell us about some CV-19. No, Skynet took over the fucking planet on 2020 when we went into lockdown, right? And so now Skynet or AI is running everything in your world, not your politicians, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Right, so I'm going to come back later and we're going to go back into the Tartaria subject. We now watch no face. We're going straight back into the Tartaria subject. Last night I was reading from my book, but I'm going to go back to this book, yeah, because I've already gave a bit of the history surrounding the Rorik dynasty, who are Vikings, Black Vikings, and Ivan the Terrible and his father. I could have went a bit further into like Catherine the Great and stuff, but I think I've made my point already, where we was talking about the anathema of the new calendar that we're using today, the Gregorian calendar, which was brought in by Pope Gregory XIII on September the 2nd, 1582. We talked about the transition to the new calendar. I've got a bit more to speak into that, and I've got a bit more to read from my book, but I think the next live I'll concentrate back on this book, because it's a bit easier for me to interact with people. And later on in the night time, I'll go back to my laptop and give you a bit more about there's some deep shit in there about the Crystal Palaces, and or I might do that first, go into the, because that shit's mind-blowing, and it links into the incubator babies and the Cabbage Patch children and all that type of shit. So between them two things is what I'll do next. We do need to finish the sacred records at Atom Ray, because we've only got about maybe 2 hours left of that. 2 hours and we've done it, so we might as well finish it, so we can say we've finished things, you understand? And I want to get you guys into the habit of whatever you start, you finish it, because a lot of us start stuff, especially books, and we never finish it. So I want to promote the habit of, when you start a book, commit to finishing it, yeah? Get to the end of it, so you can say, okay, I have digested that, now I can go to something else, yeah? I can process this stuff, what we learnt in the sacred records at Atom Ray, and then we can go to something like the Maccabees Bible, yeah? And then we can go to another topic, but I'm trying to get you guys to finish what you start, so you can have that processing period where you, okay, I can process and take what I need from this and leave the rest, or grow into the rest, because something might not make sense to you now, but if you give it time, a couple months down the line or whatever, now you, oh, now I get what was saying here. Do you understand? Some knowledge is not direct. It don't come to you straight away. You have to build yourself up, so you got the capacity to now understand this shit what you didn't understand at first. You understand? So, and that's why you have to give yourself time to process information or information in the right way. Otherwise, like people have said, you can just become overloaded, you can become lost in the traffic, yeah? And it's not a nice thing, where you just seem to can't focus on nothing or take nothing in. You're just lost in traffic. You don't have control of your attention and stuff. If that's you, keep coming back to the page so you can hear me keep telling you, giving you pointers as how to not be like that, yeah? But I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of your, what's left of your rising. It's 11:39. It's 11:39. What the hell? Anyway, I'll come back later. Yeah, let's call it around somewhere between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock GMT English time, and I'll come back with this Tartaria thing. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who joined in. Shout out to everybody who tapped up the screen and sent a gift or whatever. And Mafia for life. Yeah. We rendezvous around 2 o'clock. Peace. Doing this shit again where it's like, you can't go, people are done with you. So every time I press to end the live, it's just popping up all type of other shit on the screen. This is what it does to me. Look, what is this? The hell?